Hey Anonymai, we just went through a box of nickels and it was so much fun. I wanted to share it with you. So, on average, this is probably the oldest box that we've ever found. It's almost like somebody dumped their old nickels or something. It wasn't a big key date box or anything, but the number of old nickels was astounding. So what I've done here, I've got a little system. This is the 40s, this is the 50s, and it's P, D, and S. So you can get some understanding about the types of years that we got and the mint mark the mix of the mint marks, the variety. So there's the early 40s. We got a ton of those S mint marks, which is fun. We like to keep all the S mint marks because they don't produce normal business strikes anymore, and it's cool to find an S mint mark. And then here were the silver years. We skipped those. Didn't find any silver in this box. And then we continued to find more and more 1940s nickels, including those D and S mint marks. We found about every year in the 50s and a whole good variety of mint marks. You can see right there, some of those stacks are tall. A lot of the Ds for the common years. We've got 54D, 57D. Those are pretty common, especially around this part of the country. And this was crazy. Those are all 1939 Philadelphias. Now, I'm aware that that's a very common older Jefferson nickel. It was a high mintage for that era. It was around 200 million. But wow, that is 22 in a single box. Some of them are trashed, and some of them are in fairly decent shape, fine, extra fine kind of condition. So that was a blast. Just pulling them out one after another. It got to a point where we were like, hey, how many of these 39 nickels are we going to pull out? There you go, 22. Other things that were in the box. Found a nice 2005. That's the buffalo on the back. Found a nice 64. I might compare that to what I have. We found a glittering 2015 Canada nickel. Looks really nice shape. Normally the ones we find are from the 70s or the 80s, and they're pretty well used up, just like a normal nickel around here. These were some nicer, more modern post-2006 nickels I'm going to compare to the ones we have. A lot of these are Philadelphia mint marks that I take a little extra time on those because those are usually our weakest examples that need upgrading. We found 4 2009 Denver Jeffersons. That was a great score for the box. And in this stack here, these were nickels that seemed like they were nicer than they ought to be. And I sort of make a pile when I'm going through these boxes of things that look a lot nicer than their counterparts of the same year in mint mark. And I comb through and I give it an extra look in our album here to see how it stacks up to what we have. And so if they stick out and they catch my attention, it's worth comparing, and that's all we're going to do here. Some of the nicer ones I found, like I said, the Phillies are tough around here. There's a 2004 Philly. If my memory's right, that's a keelboat on the back. Mine's not very great. We have an 89 here. You can see there's some bag marks on it, but as far as the wear is concerned, it's pretty sharp. There's steps on it and everything. And then a few S mint marks. I remembered I had some weak spots in the 68, 69, 70S department. So we'll compare those to what we have. That's what we found in the box, but there's one more surprise, guys. We were going through these rolls. Guess what popped out? Saving the best for last. 1902 Liberty Head, also known as a V-nickel. And I would put it in about good, maybe good condition. It's pretty slick, but the color's nice. It's not totally destroyed. The V's a little weak. It's very weak. It's not a little weak. But the front, you have a good silhouette. You have a good outline. And it's a V-nickel. I mean, how many of those do you find in a box? Not very many. So enjoy that right there. 1902 Liberty Head V-nickel. See if you can find one in a box. That's our second one. The first one we found was in 1890. And it was rough. It was in poor condition. You almost couldn't make out the date. And it was brown. It looked like it had been buried. This one looks like something you might find in a discount bin at a coin show for $1 or something. So this coin is a keeper. We were so excited. Pulled that thing out. Anytime you get a V-nickel, that is a great day. So I hope you guys enjoyed looking at this crazy old box that we had. Stacks and stacks of pre-1960s coins. Probably triple what I usually expect from a nickel box. And it was fun to go through. It was fun to comb through. We will compare it to what we have in our albums. I'm pretty sure we have a few upgrades among these stacks. Maybe not a lot, but we have several. And thanks for watching. Let us know what you've been finding in some nickel boxes. Click the like button, share our videos, subscribe, tell your friends to subscribe. We really appreciate the time that you guys are spending watching our videos. It makes it worth it. So thanks a lot. Happy hunting.